Today we're going to look at the other half of the Shadow Collective Darth Maul saber. Stick around, we'll look at that next. Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the Darth Maul Shadow Collective hilt. Now, I did do a live stream on my Facebook page about a week and a half ago, just before Christmas, going over that lightsaber hilt when I first got it from Andre Lee over in California. He helped me be able to acquire it, being that it is not available yet in Galaxy's Edge in Orlando at Walt Disney World. Matter of fact, there's not very many lightsabers that are available at all right now over there because of supply chain issues, just not being able to get the products there. But we're going to talk about the other half. Now, this is the original Darth Maul that showed up in both, there's one half of it that showed up in Phantom Menace, but we're going to talk about the other half of this that shows up in Season 7 of Clone Wars. And like I said, that is the Shadow Collective. Now, I decided to go ahead and do a new video on this because trying to edit the live stream just wasn't working out. It wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to. So decided to go ahead and do this one special for you guys here on the YouTube channel. So this is the case for the new Legacy Lightsaber Shadow Collective. Now, one thing I will point out, this case is substantially larger. You can see here that the difference in size between the original and the Shadow Collective, and that's mainly because of the fact that this particular hilt is much larger. We'll look at that here in just a second. You got your Shadow Collective logo there on the front for the button, just like all the other hilts have, and then on the inside you have the actual hilt. Now, one thing I noticed about this particular hilt, and you can probably tell, the inside material is like super wrinkled, and I don't know if that was just that they were rushing trying to get it through or what the case is, but all the other ones that I don't have these wrinkles in the material like that, which is really interesting to say the least. But this is the way the hilt looks. I'm going to take it out so that we can get the connector that allows you to connect the two hilts together so that you get it to look like it does in Season 7. Now, this connector is underneath inside this plastic tray. We'll go ahead and take it out. And this connector will only allow you to connect one original Darth Maul. Get your Allen tool out. One original Darth Maul with the Shadow Collective hilt. Now, I've seen a lot of people that are like, oh, they should have made it where you can connect two of them together. Well, unfortunately, that's not canon. That's not the way this was designed. That's not the way it was done in the episodes. So that's the reason why Disney did not do it that way. Now, at some point, I'm sure somebody will come up with an adapter that you can get, whether it be metal or plastic, to be able to hook up two of the Shadow Collectives. But again, that's not canon. That's not and that's the reason, from my opinion, that Disney did not make it to where you could connect two of these together. Now, during my live stream, I had some people that were asking, how do you connect the two together? We're going to talk about that here in just a second as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual hilt. So I have taken all the stickers off of mine because I do not like the way they look with the stickers on it. I think it makes it look cheesy. It doesn't look screen accurate. It doesn't look good displayed in that way, in my opinion. So pretty much all the hilts that I have behind me up on the shelf, you could be able to see that I don't have the stickers on them, or I just haven't pulled them off of them yet. But I definitely, when I got this one, I took it off because I just did not like it. It had a really nasty, ugly one right here on the back side that just really stuck out like a sore thumb. But anyway, this is the hilt, the way it looks. You've got the Kyber crystal opening here, which we'll look at here in a few minutes. You got the design here that looks like, the wiring and everything coming from the emitter end. your activation switch on the top, your handle here. The whole thing's pretty much made of aluminum. From what I can tell, this feels like it's a little bit, possibly some hard plastic, but can't quite tell because it feels really solid. Get your cover take wheel on there for the blade, for your belt clip, and then you have the pommel end here. And this is, of course, where your battery holder sits at. It's got your standard style battery holder that inserts in and recesses pretty well all the way down inside. And then you have the pommel end. Now this is what you actually have to, I guess, modify with the connector to be able to make the two of them connect together. And I'll show you here in a few minutes how we actually do that. So this just threads back on, gets it nice and snug on there with the design. But you'll notice on the end you have a bolt head. That bolt head is what you take loose to be able to put the connector on. So you take this bolt head off, take the bolt out, and you have an end cap that comes off, exposing the other end. Now what you will notice, and you will have to reuse this bolt, so don't throw that away, don't move it, don't put it in the tray, because that's what's going to hold your adapter on. What you'll notice is both the adapter and the end cap both have the same style teeth on there. And that's the reason why you cannot connect two of these together, because your adapter has the threads for the original Darth Maul on one side, and it has the teeth on the other. Those teeth fit inside the little notches inside the end cap, and it sits in there that way. Now, with that, what you have to do once you've put the bolt in place is you're going to want to leave this loose. And the reason I say that is so that you can get, if you're going to display it as one piece, so that you can move it to make adjustments. So we take our original hilt and apply that onto the end, and we get that snug down. And now you're going to take and adjust on the hilts to get them, as far as the switches, to line up how you want it, so that way your activation switch for your Shadow Collective will line up with the actual switches and knobs on the original Darth Maul, so that way everything is together. The easiest way to make the adjustment is you're going to hold it snug in place and go ahead and take the original Maul hilt off. Now take your Allen key and tighten it down. Now you don't want to over tighten it, just snug it, because if you over tighten it you may strip out the threads, so you don't want to over tighten. Then you can thread your original Maul hilt back on. And now, as you can see, your activation switch and your activation switches all line up properly. So that's how you're going to connect these to where you can display them and everything line up correctly. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the OG off and set it to the side, so that way we can look at all the stuff with this hilt. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the blade in, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to see the Kyber crystal inside. So we're going to go ahead and activate. We got our red blade, but as you see, you have that Kyber crystal inside. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit better for you. So you got your Kyber crystal on the inside. Now that Kyber crystal is very similar in shape and design to the Darth Maul Kyber crystal that Galaxy's Edge sells. Now, if you noticed, whenever I turn the sound off, when I deactivate the blade, activated, it comes on like normal, but when you deactivate it, it almost has the sound like a blaster deflect. You'll hear it here in just as I turn it off. Once again, on, and then blaster effect deactivation. So it's a little different as far as the activate deactivation audio on this for the sound. Now, the one thing that I really think that Disney fell short on with this saber that they should have done, and we know they have the technology to do it, is they should have made this saber to be able to activate in yellow as well, because anyone who knows the lore behind this actual hilt is originally this was Asajj Ventress's hilt after she had hers taken from her when she became a bounty hunter. I don't remember right off the top of my head. I'd have to go back and do some research as to who it was, but I believe it was a Padawan that actually ended up taking this hilt from her. And then Darth Maul purchased this off of the black market, basically, and then modified it to be able to connect to his original style hilt that he had left from when he and Obi-Wan fought in the Phantom Menace. So I think Disney would have done better if they would have made the crystal inside able to be either yellow or red. That way you could do it either way, and then based on what color you had it set to, with a switch like they did with the Ahsoka Clone Wars, make it to where it would change the color of the blade, so that way you could use it as yellow as the original when it was Ventress, or you could go red as when Darth Maul took it and had it for himself after purchasing on the black market. But I understand for them, it never really showed up that I remember. And if I'm wrong, please leave me some comments down below if I'm incorrect on this. But I don't ever believe that it was in the actual Clone Wars show as a yellow color blade with Ventress. If memory serves correctly, I read on a couple of different the web pages that talked about the Legends information, and when they were looking at doing the additional season 7 that never actually got made until Disney decided to make it and put it on Disney Plus. But the idea for this saber for Ventress to have it was only in the books. I believe written by Christy Bolden, I believe was her name. I may have that name incorrect. I know that she's also written some books for Blizzard for their World of Warcraft stories as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But we never actually saw this on screen, so I believe that may be the biggest reason why they did not give you that option, nor did they call this a Ventress. They just called it the Shadow Collective. So, with that, let's see what it weighs. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to get my scale out so that I can get you guys an accurate weight on it. So let's see here. So this saber with the adapter on it is 1 pound 7 ounces. Now with just the end cap, and I'm going to take the actual adapter off and see what it weighs with the end cap on it. I believe they're going to weigh very close to each other. So as you would take it out of the case, it's actually 1 pound, 4.7 ounces, sitting just like this. So weight-wise, it's very close to the weight of the Vader. And it's actually fairly close to the weight of the original Maul saber. And I'm not going to adjust or move anything with that yet because I want to be able to adjust it back. But the weight with this thing put all together, and I remember that the weight on this was it was actually pretty heavy. However, it's not the heaviest that we have. Sitting on the scale by itself, it's 2 pounds, 6.6 ounces, which makes this 2 ounces lighter than the yellow bladed Ray saber that we got from the Rise of Skywalker that they released. So it's still, even with the two pieces together, is not as heavy as that one saber, which, if memory serves, and I'm looking at my notes here, is actually the heaviest saber that Disney has released so far, being the Ray. So that is the Shadow Collective Darth Maul Legacy Lightsaber set. I hope this answered any of your questions. You may have seen a lot of this stuff on other videos, and I do apologize. With the holidays, it was harder for me to be able to get some of this stuff out because I was doing a lot of traveling. But I hope to be able to get some more videos out here to you soon that will fill in. My next one's going to be on the Jedi Temple Guard Legacy set in comparison to the original Jedi Temple Guard, which I've yet to put the video out for that. So I'm probably just going to do the comparison video instead of doing the individual and then comparison. But leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this saber. If you've gotten it, what's your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you feel like I do, as far as that Disney kind of left an option on the table by, I'm trying to get this line back up. There we go. By not giving you the option of having two colors. Should Disney have done that? Let me know down in the comments. As always, I appreciate it if you like the videos. If you can hit that like, subscribe down below, hit the little bell notification so that you'll know whenever I release new videos, and helps me out on the channel. Let me know what I'm doing is worth my time and yours. So with that, I do thank you. I appreciate you stopping by and taking a little bit of time with me. And as always, may the Force be with you.